Ask you something. Can you actually find lasting happiness just by changing how you wake up? I mean, really, that's the huge question we're digging into today. We're going to look at the science, the strategies, and see if transforming your morning can really transform your entire life.
And this idea, it's summed up perfectly by Hal Elrod, the guy behind the Miracle Morning. He basically says that your first hour, it's not just about getting ready for the day. No. It's about setting the entire trajectory for your success, your focus, your mood, for all the hours you're awake.
But let's be real. For most of us, the morning doesn't start with all this intention, right? It starts with a fight. That awful sound of the alarm clock, that feeling of dread, and that sweet, sweet temptation of the snooze button, promising just a few more minutes of escape.
So, I gotta ask, are you a snoozeaholic? Think about it. Is the very first choice you make every single day a choice to put off the day? It's super common, yeah, but it turns out the consequences are way deeper than you might think.
And we're not just talking about feeling a little tired. The damage goes way beyond that. When you hit snooze, you're literally breaking your sleep into little, useless pieces, so it's not restful at all. And then there's the psychological hit. It's like your first act of the day is an act of resistance. You're basically telling your subconscious, nope, don't want to do this, and that sets this negative, undisciplined tone for everything that follows.
Okay, so this is way more than just feeling groggy. The stakes are actually incredibly high. We now know for a fact there's a direct, proven link between when we sleep and our overall mental health.
And the research here, it's not fuzzy at all. It's crystal clear. On one side, you have the early birds. These folks consistently report less stress, less anxiety. They start their day with a sense of peace. But on the other side, you have the night owls, who are kind of forced to live in an early bird's world. And for them, there's a much higher risk of anxiety and depression. It makes sense, right? They're constantly at war with their own body clock, building up this sleep debt that just messes with everything.
So, if the problem is this constant battle with the alarm clock, what's the fix? Well, the cool thing is, it's not about just gritting your teeth and using more willpower. The secret is to stop fighting and start working with your own biology.
And it all boils down to this thing called your circadian rhythm. Think of it as your body's internal master clock. And you know what the big main button is that sets that clock every single day? It's light. Just plain old, natural light, getting sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning. It's the most powerful signal you can possibly send to your brain to say, hey, it's time to be awake, be alert, let's go.
And the whole process is, honestly, it's ridiculously simple. Just 2 steps. Step 1, get up. That's it. Ditch the snooze button so you can get real, solid sleep. Step 2, get sunlight. Throw open the curtains, step out on the balcony, whatever you gotta do. That simple 1-2 punch is what resets your internal clock, and it makes waking up feel, well, natural, not like a chore.
Okay, so getting your biology on your side is huge, but it's really only half the battle. The other half, that's all about rewiring your mindset. And this is where we get into the incredible power of words and how they can totally reshape how you feel about your mornings.
Just picture this for a second. Instead of that, morning feeling, what if your very first thought was this one? Look, this isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about setting a powerful intention. You're literally telling yourself, my morning is my secret weapon for a great day.
What you're doing here is actively training your brain. You're creating a new connection, associating the sunrise with all the good stuff. Energy, life, focus. You're teaching yourself to see the morning as an opportunity you get to have, not some obligation you have to endure.
And then you anchor the whole thing in gratitude. And this is the real game changer. It completely flips the script from all the things I have to do today to all the things I get to do today. It's a small mental shift, but man, it changes absolutely everything.
You know, there's this great analogy that calls affirmations your quiet cheerleaders. I love that. Because they're not magic, right? They're not going to instantly solve all your problems. But what they do is give you a way to consciously steer your own thoughts, to build up your confidence, and to basically get your mind warmed up and ready for the day.
All right, so we've got the biology piece and the mindset piece. Now, how do we put it all together into a routine you can actually do every day? Well, that brings us to a super practical framework called the S.A.V.E.R.S. method. And this takes us right back to that book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. What he did was create this system that's so powerful but also so flexible that he claims anyone, even a die-hard night owl, can use it to totally revolutionize their life, all before most people have had their first cup of coffee.
He calls it the S.A.V.E.R.S method. It's a simple acronym for 6 daily habits that are designed to unlock your potential. So let's break down what those letters stand for.
So here's why this thing is so cool. It literally covers all the bases. You start with S for silence, meditation, just to quiet your mind. A is for the affirmations we just talked about. V is for visualization, picturing your day going perfectly. E is for exercise, get that body moving. R is for reading, even just a page or two. And S is for scribing, which is just a fancy word for writing or journaling. And the kicker? You can squeeze all 6 of these lifesavers into just 6 minutes if you're in a hurry. 1 minute each, no excuses.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds like a lot to do before breakfast. I get it, but that's where we get to the best part. Your new reality. Let's talk about the why. What's the actual payoff for doing all this?
Look, the benefits here aren't small. They're life-altering. We're talking about actually feeling happier, having better mental and physical health, building stronger relationships with people, your focus and productivity at work through the roof. And here's the wild one. Even your finances can improve. Why? Because you're building the bedrock of discipline that success in any area is built on.
So when you boil it all down, it really just comes to this. That ideal life you dream about, the one with more joy, more health, more success, it's not going to just fall into your lap. It has to be built. And it's built one single intentional morning at a time. Your ideal life is out there, waiting. The real question is, are you going to wake up for it?